Meet Crew Podcast. We are the change we desire to see in this world. If you won't change, you have to be the change. We are looking for three. Meet Crew Podcast. We are the change we desire to see in this world. If you won't change, you have to be the change. We are looking for 3 more hosts to join our team. If you have a message for the
Tune in to Delayed But Not Denied every second Monday and fourth Friday of each month. Tune in to Delayed But Not Denied every second Monday and fourth Friday of each month. This is the show that
Good evening, and welcome to show number 13 for Delayed But Not Denied, the podcast in conjunction with the Crew Podcast. On tonight, I have a special guest here. It's my brother-in-law, Mr. Maurice Littlejohn, and we're just going to have a little simple conversation. So, Maurice, if you're ready. We may be having some technical difficulties, so just bear with us for a little bit till we can get that situated, and hopefully Maurice will be up momentarily. In the meantime, I will give honor to go with me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight asking you to be in the midst of the podcast, asking you to go behind the scenes and correct everything that needs to be corrected. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So, Mr. Maurice, are you there? Okay, looks like we're still having some technical difficulties. So, okay, I guess we're going to try this again. This is episode 13 for Delayed But Not Denied, the podcast. My guest tonight is Mr. Maurice Littlejohn. If you're there, join me. I'm not sure what is going on. Angela, are you there? Okay, let's try this again. Um, Again, this is Delayed but Not Denied, the podcast, episode 13. My guest is Maurice Littlejohn. If you're there, I'm not sure. Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
All right.
How are you?
Good. How you doing tonight?
I am great. I'm glad to have you here tonight.
All right. Looks like I had to be a little fashionably late. The host had to let me in. So, but I'm here. So good to be.
Well, if you don't mind, Maurice, do me a favor and introduce yourself.
Okay. Yeah. So I am Maurice Littlejohn. Um, I'm the third brother of the Littlejohn brothers. Yeah, Rico. My brother, Dr. Carlos Littlejohn, was here on the show last month. So I'm rounding out the crew of the Littlejohn brothers. And married with two kids, MJ and Kendall. So that's me.
Okay. Well, Maurice, when I had Carlos on, I talked about a little bit about like y'all growing up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
What shaped it and molded you into the man that you are today?
I would say really just watching my mother, how she raised us. Of course, with the help of our father and really a community.
Okay.
But just seeing how she had to raise us, help us to be men, and then watching me and my brothers how we banded together and always there for each other. And of course, with school and just doing well in school and seeing that there was something more outside of what I saw outside um, in the streets and things like that. So I think that's what helped mold me to what I am right now. So
Okay. I asked Carlos what school was like for him. So I want to ask you the same thing. What was coming from Little Africa to Spartanburg like for you as far as the school change?
it was a big change. I think just walking into McCracken Junior High School, uh, my eighth grade year, might have been the first or second day of school where I was late to class because McCracken was a lot bigger than Chesney, and I was running through the hallway and I knocked down Miss Hilton. But that was like my favorite teacher. I thought I was gonna get in like so much trouble because I was running the hallway and I knocked down Miss Hilton, but she became my favorite teacher. I would always go talk to her, but it was a big change. But after a few weeks, it was like riding a bike. So, but McCracken did make me mature and grow up a little bit more than it did at Chesney. So it was good overall experience. Then from there, going on to Spartanburg High School and on to Clemson University.
So when you got to Clemson, what did you initially want to do, or are you doing what you set out to do?
So when I first went to Clemson, I started out as every other engineering student. As being a general engineering student, it's pretty much they put you in a pool of every incoming freshman who wanted to be an engineer. So you have to take chemistry, calculus, um, physics, everything, all in one semester. And it's pretty much what it does is weed you out to see, do you really want to be an engineer?
Mm-hmm.
And for the first two semesters of Clemson, yes, I really did want to be an engineer. So, so I stuck it out. But I think that the second semester of my freshman year was probably my worst college semester of my college career because I think my grades were a B, a D,
Mm-hmm.
a F, and a W,
Mm-hmm.
which is very uncharacteristic for me. So at that point in time, my mother, Linda Littlejohn, said, "Boy, get a degree in something." So I was like, "Okay, all right, let me reverse course." So I switched my major to graphic communications, and I stayed in that for like a semester. But I was in there with some packaging science students, and I always know I would still want to do engineering. So that was like, well, packaging science is just like engineering. It's just you're not building roads or bridges or working with electronics or being a computer engineer or mechanical engineer. So you should check it out. So I switched around. So I think I took some classes in packaging science the next semester, and I did pretty good in it. So I was like, you know what? I'm switched to packaging science, and from there I went on did internships in Chicago with Kraft Foods, um, and I pretty much liked it. So here I am today. Um, I'm a packaging engineer, and I've been doing packaging engineering for about, I don't know, let's see, 16, 17 years now. So that's what I do.
Wow.
So I'm
Wow.
still an engineer, just not a traditional engineer, but I am an engineer, packaging engineer. So
Nonetheless, you are still an engineer.
yes, I'm an engineer. So I know my stuff.
Well, I want to ask you, being married, being a father, and then with the job that you have that sometimes takes you out of the state and out of the country, how do you manage to keep everything in line?
Uh, it's really communication. Me and my wife, Shanique, she keeps things in order when I'm out of town or out of the country, traveling
Mhm.
for work. And then, of course, I got my guy MJ. You know,
Mhm.
my namesake. He's got to be the man of the house when Daddy's out of town. And then I got the boss, little boss lady Kendall, to make sure everything else is straight. So, but it's fun. I mean, they don't like it when I have to go out of town sometime, but as long as it's in the States, they're good. But when I have to go, when I've been to France or Germany for work, um, it did get a little. It is a little difficult because you got the time zone, time difference and things like that. But we make it work, and but it's but like I said, it's all about communication. Just communicating the whole time, make sure everybody's on the same page and the same schedule. So we're good.
So I want to ask you, from a Black father standpoint, what are you doing with your kids that you feel like you missed out on growing up?
Well, I would say first of all, with MJ, he's heavily involved with with basketball. He's with travel basketball, AAU basketball, uh, recruiting stuff, recruiting visits, going to colleges, camps, and things like that. So that's something that I didn't do growing up
Mhm, mhm,
because it wasn't as readily available. When I was coming up. So that's something that you know we've always said that if you whatever dream that you have, whatever you want to do, we'll
mhm,
foster it and we'll make it happen for you because we always tell them that what we just give you the foundation. What we have right now, this is the foundation. You got to build up from here. And the same thing with Kendall. She's gotten this with basketball and things of that nature. So even with gymnastics early on. So we've always tried to foster their dreams and help them reach their goals. So that's something that uh, opportunities wasn't there growing up for me. So we just want to always help them reach their goals.
in the same way that I shouted out Carlos, I have to shout you out in the role that you've played in my kid's life. Like, you've been there for Deontay as well as Deja, in ways that is just like so humbling for me because with Deontay, I'm not good at math, and
You
I
are.
know that you are like the mathematical genius of the family, so I would always send him to come to you. And he has an admiration for you and Carlos that is beyond compare. And I thank you for never, treating him like he was just a step nephew or what have you. And the same thing with Deja, you both have been a major role, almost like a second and third father for her. And I thank you for that too, because, a lot of girls, you know, are put out here and they don't have the father influence that they actually need. Not saying that Rico hasn't been an excellent father, but it is that extra push to
Hmm.
give them what they need to get to where they're going. So I thank you and I tilt my hat to you for always being on standby for them. Um, we watch you with Kendall and MJ, and the same way with Carlos with two. Um, y'all are fabulous fathers.
Thank you.
Your children are beautiful, very respectful, and we couldn't ask for better nieces and nephews. So, I have to tilt my hat to you with all of that. With being a great uncle as well as a great father to your children.
Yeah, I mean, like with Deontay, I mean, he's always been, he's always inquisitive.
Mhm.
He's never shied away from coming to me, asking me questions about things. I never sugarcoat anything for him either. I always tell him real advice, whatever he needs to know or hear, I tell him. So I never ever looked at him as just, you know, a throw in. You know,
Right,
he's family. He's my nephew. So that's why, that's my guy. Whenever I talk to him every now and then, just to make sure he's good. So with him and Kay, make sure everything's good. So and same with Deja. I'm probably the stern uncle, I would say,
right,
because I don't, like I said, I don't sugarcoat. If you don't want my opinion, don't ask me,
right.
because I'm pretty blunt. So, but I think they appreciate it, whether
They
they see it or
do.
not. But but it's just something I think that with them being young and growing up, that you rather hear it from family than to hear it outside of family. So
Right,
I'll always be one to to tell them the truth and not
right.
sugarcoat it. So
I always say that you and Carlos are the uncles that helped mold Deontay into the man that he is today. As you know, that when he was younger, he wanted to play basketball,
mhm.
and it just wasn't meant to be, for him. And I thank you guys for showing him that, you don't have to play basketball to make it. You don't have to play football to make it in this world. You can use your brain for something else and make it. And he's doing well for himself. Like he has the opportunity to have his own Verizon store right now. So, you know, I thank you guys for loving him in that way and getting him to a place that I, as his mom, a female, couldn't do. So,
Yeah, I mean, with
but
like I said, with D, I mean, the kid is good. I mean, I know he's not a kid, but he's good. I mean, it's just like whether basketball worked out for him or not, I knew D was going places. I mean, you got to be a student before you're an athlete, because no matter what sports you play, the ball's gonna start dribbling. The ball is, football, and you're not gonna be able to run it as hard, or. So you got to have a second, second option. And like him, he took advantage of education. So
mhm,
that's the thing we instill with our kids. It's great to be good in sports, but you're a student first. And
right.
so we push we push A's around here. B's okay. We want the A's, because like I said, they play sports and they're good at it. I give it to them. They're really good at it, and they're going places with that. But we want to have the icing on the cake. Is the sports are icing on the cake? The academics come first.
So we have our first question. Your brother wants to know how tall MJ is now.
MJ right now, he is between 6'4" and 6'5" right now. He's 15. So
Makes absolutely no sense
yeah,
how tall he is
yeah,
to be that young. But I mean, granted, none of the uncles or you are short. So I mean, that
yeah.
height just
He get
blew
it from somewhere.
blew my mind.
He get it from somewhere. He's not that he's not the little I guess little chubby baby he was when he was a baby.
Right.
People thought he was gonna be short, chubby, but some kind of way he grew a little bit. He grew on. He's still growing.
He
You
grew
got
a lot of bit.
yeah, growing. He's a basketball player. So look out for him. You heard it here first. So I keep looking out for him.
Absolutely. What are you doing as a father to mold and shape their dreams for their futures?
Really, the biggest thing is just keep talking, keep pouring into him, talking to him. Letting him know that The only limit is you. You limit
Mhm.
yourself. You just got to keep pushing through whatever brick wall that may be in front of you. Just keep pushing, because only person who can stop you is you. So
Right.
that's the biggest thing that I keep pointing to him, because I look at the fact how we grew up, um, not with a silver spoon in the mouth, more so a wooden spoon. So
Mhm.
we had to, we had to work hard for everything we had, despite, you know, sometimes like, man, is it worth it? But it's worth it. I look at where we are now, what we had to persevere through, and it's worth it. So I tell the kids that, we sacrifice, me and your mother, we sacrifice for y'all to have what y'all have. So take advantage of it, and keep moving forward.
What shaped you with your childhood that kept you from going left? I mean, it would have been real easy to take those losses and continue to lose, I guess would be, what motivated you to stay straight and move forward in the opposite way?
The biggest thing for me is, I'm not built for jail. I'm not built for the streets.
Right.
and
Right.
and I did not want to face Linda Littlejohn. So she always let us know that, hey, if you get in trouble, don't call me. So that was enough for me to not go left. I mean, just keep going straight on the straight and narrow. And like I said, it's plenty of examples out here of what not to do. There's not a
Mhm.
lot of examples of what the right thing to do. So I
Right.
just always knew that I wanted to do the right thing, and I wanted to be more than what I saw outside my window or outside
Right.
the street. So I mean, Spartanburg is a great place, to grow up in the upstate of South Carolina, but I knew I wanted to make a bigger impact somewhere else with my life, and have a platform for my kids to follow.
How did your brothers impact your life, being that they're both are older than you?
For me personally, so as you know, with me and Rico, he's the older brother. Rico is a man of few words, as you know, but
Mhm.
but what Rico is a person that he leads by example, and you kind of sort of just you have to kind of sort of just watch his movements. You have to watch what he does and how he does things, and that's the thing I picked up from him, just watching how he conducts himself. I mean, he early on with him being the father with Deja. I was still in I was a freshman in college. Actually, the summer before I went to college is when Deja was born, and
Mhm.
so him bringing Deja to Clemson University to see me when she was like a little baby, just seeing how he interacted with her, that gave me the first glimpse of what being a young father was, and how how to move with your child. And then with Carlos, him being at Winthrop University, me going up to Winthrop University, and seeing him when I was in high school, and you know how the academic side of being on a college campus, how it worked. And I would say me and Carlos, like, our academically and some professionally, like, our lives have mirrored each other. So even though he's in education, and I'm an engineer, we still have certain similarities, pathways that we've taken in life.
Okay. Oh well. I have enjoyed being a member of this family for 21 years legally. Um, we I like to say that we grew up together because your mom took care of my grandma.
Hmm.
And so I got to meet you guys as children, and um you again when you came to McCracken.
Yeah.
So, I feel like we all grew up together, and it's been, you know, one wild ride right after another. And like everything that you guys have accomplished, we've been so proud of you. Like, when you went off to Clemson and we would come down, me and Rico would come to get you before you got your first car and stuff like that. And I remember one time in particular, we came down there and we had Deontay to knock on the door,
Yeah.
and we moved away from the door to see, how you would react. But you wasn't the one that came to the door. Your roommate was, and he was like, "Who is this little boy standing here at this door?"
Yeah.
But it's always fun when we all get together and come together. I'm adopted, and I've oftentimes felt out of place and felt like I didn't belong, but I've never had to question my position in this family. And so, you know, I look at you and Carlos like brothers, like y'all are my brothers as well. So, y'all mean the world to me. And the nieces and nephews, they're like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So, um, I'm not gonna hold you. I just wanted to bring you on and basically shower you with your flowers while you can smell them,
Appreciate
and and just let you do you for a moment and brag on the babies and the missus for a while. But what would you tell someone um heading off to college and not knowing exactly what it is that they want to do? What advice would you offer up to someone that's just confused as to what they're supposed to be doing?
And I would tell them that, go to college with your eyes wide open.
Hmm.
Look around, feel the vibrations of the campus and the people around. Don't be afraid to explore, you know, anything your first year, positive experiences. And
Right.
you're gonna have some negative ones too, but that shapes and mold who you are. So find something that you know, find a major that you're gonna enjoy doing, where work doesn't feel like work every day. When you get a job, that you're having fun. So find something that you feel like when you get up every morning that this is something I want to do. Don't just go find a major because of the prestige of it, because of a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist or something. Those are very prestigious careers, but it also takes a lot of work. So
Right.
just be sure that whatever you do in life, you enjoy doing it, because unless you hit the lottery or if God bless you in a mighty way, you might be doing that for the next 25, 30 years of your life. So make sure you like it. Um, so and I would tell any young person that just go and just be a blank palette. Let,
Right.
let, let college be a palette for you, and just paint your own picture of what you want your life to be like. And and, and, and everything will work out for you if you just follow that path of success. You know, ask questions, use everybody as a resource. I mean, don't be afraid to do that, because you are your own business. So you got to advertise yourself,
Right.
um, because you want to make sure that whatever job you get, it's the right job, the right people that you're around. So I'll tell them that just have fun too. Along the way, have fun. If you're gonna be there 4 or 5 years of life, make sure you have fun those 4 or 5 years of life. Don't just go and be a bookworm and don't enjoy the ride, because you got in the real world, these bills are real. Life is real.
Yes, sir.
So you would wish you could write a paper or study for a test when you get then have to pay some bills sometime. So, but it's fun. So like I said, just enjoy it, and see where life takes you.
I also have one last question. Being that mental health is a stigma for the black man,
Mhm.
what are you doing to keep your mental health intact and the mental of MJ? How are you guys being able to stay in your right state of mind with everything that's going on around you in this world?
MJ, that's my guy. That's my namesake. So we talk all the time. I'm his daddy. I'm his
Mhm.
father. But I'm also, we sometimes we are like we boys or friends, whatever. So it's just like we keep those lines of communications open. Whatever he's going through, he knows he can always come talk to me about anything. We don't, there's no conversation that we can't have or haven't had that he has to ever feel uncomfortable come to me about. So,
Right.
and I always let him know that, you know, watch your surroundings, watch who you're around, but always carry yourself with dignity, because that's your integrity is something that you can lose it real fast. I mean, if you don't present yourself in a way to the public, and always stay true to yourself and convince others, because people are going to say good things and bad things about you, but you just got to stay solid where you are. And that, especially with him playing basketball and the notoriety that comes from that, you're gonna have your fans, you're gonna have your naysayers when you do good or bad, but you just got to understand to stay grounded and focus on the goal at hand. Don't get caught up with everything you hear. So that's how we
sound advice. Great sound advice.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to come chat with me for a moment. I really, truly appreciate you being here with me tonight.
No problem at all. It's always good to chop it up with family, whether it be on the camera or not on the camera. If it's on the phone, it's good too. We'll be down there Monday. So we're going to chop it up. We're going to do what we do when the brothers get together.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That won't be recorded. So don't worry about recording. That is not to be televised. So but it's all in good fun with what we do.
Absolutely.
What we do. So but yeah, it's always good. I'd like to give you your flowers of congratulating you, in everything you're doing, from being a author,
Thank
podcast.
You.
I don't know what else is attached to the name, but I'm pretty sure some more stuff coming. So, congratulations to you, because in spite of everything that you went through, personally and, growing up, you didn't let it stop you. So keep pushing, keep moving, keep being a beacon of light and hope for people who are going through circumstances, letting them know that they can speak out and, not be afraid to walk that line. So continue to do what you do, and don't let anybody tell you different, because the haters going to be there. Just shake them off, keep moving. You're going to be good. You're good. You're doing big things, doing positive things. So just keep it moving.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that so much. You're about to make me cry, Maurice. We're not doing that.
That's my goal. I'm trying to get you crying now.
We're not doing that tonight.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna make you cry.
Again, I thank you for being here with me tonight. This has been Delayed but Not Denied. I chose that name as a title because oftentimes in life we are delayed in things, things that we want to do, things that we think we need to be doing. But one thing I know for certain is that God will never deny what's meant for you. So even in being delayed, you'll never be denied from what God has for you. And so with that being said, everybody, good night. Thanks for watching.
All right. Good night.
Tune in to Delayed but Not Denied every second Monday